We will start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. We will start with clerk items. Regular board meeting minutes, February 5th.
I'll make the motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
We need. Item A, RB amendment to town village water treatment agreement. Understand that was just a date change. Did everyone get that?
Yes.
Yes. Motion to accept. Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
C is MEUA March Engineering Accounting Finance Workshop, March 18th through the 19th.
I'll make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item D, New York's Water Environmental Association Spring Training Event, March 27th.
I'll make the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Simon's gonna be very happy. Item E, Lake Placid Horse Show banners.
I'll make the motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else to come from clerk items?
Justin Roy sent in a request this afternoon to the mayor recommending that driver Brady Hayes to be the fire department training officer as outlined in the union agreement. He is qualified for it. Driver Greg Hayes, who's the current training officer, is stepping down.
Is there any change in salary?
Not that he has mentioned.
Oh, okay, it's just an appointment.
This
driver isn't the training officer?
No.
And this is something we would normally get to you, so you have time to read it. So we don't have to act on it now, but it did just come into us if everyone feels okay with it.
Good with it. It was Greg before.
Well, yeah, mine is, I hope they start training, is what it is. I'm sorry.
So would we like to act on it tonight, or would you wanna? Someone wanted to make a motion?
I would just like to see that they actually.
Would you like to see a training plan first?
It's up to you.
I would like to see a training plan and a truck schedule plan and everything else, because we haven't seen one. I hear sometimes when they get to the fires, everything's not up and running 100%.
Okay, so would you like to hold off on this then?
Hold on,
Sure.
just to have
Okay.
them send us.
I would say we table it, but since it's not on the agenda.
So we'll
Just, I like.
have it on the next agenda. I'll put Justin know that.
Anything else?
No, that is all. Unless, well, I was gonna say this for new business, but I guess we're almost at new business. I received a notice today that, permit grant that I had applied for, we received. It is, for training, remote learning center. So they will be sending us a TV and a laptop, which I discussed with the treasurer, will be placed in the DPW break room. That way the people down there in the electric department right next door can go there for training instead of coming up here. And it won't cost us anything, and that's it.
Good job. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anything else from clerk items?
No, that is all.
Treasurer item, warrant affidavit number 14. Motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jackie. And I believe there was nothing else coming from Treasury.
No.
Anything under new business?
You say?
I do. Anybody else for new business?
Nope.
Anything under old business? The only thing that oops, 1 second. The only thing that I have under mayor items is a communication from Justin Roy, the head fire driver. I won't read the whole letter. I think all of you have it. It's basically just thanking all the village employees for all their assistance, water, electric department. Greg Suzanne has mentioned for helping fill the propane heaters and keeping the trucks full. It's come to the point with fires now, especially bigger fires like that, where it's really is a group effort. people realize the volunteers in the fire department are there. They don't realize a lot of the village employees are there most of the night as well. Grace, I see that you're online. Would you like me to get you a copy of this?
Sure, why not?
Okay, I had a copy for you, but you didn't make it, so we'll make sure you get it.
Sounds good, thank you.
Okay. That's it for mayor items. Anything from commissioner reports?
No, nothing.
Okay. And public comment? Anything that you have for us, Grace?
No, I don't think so. I'm playing catch up, as you can see, so.
That's okay, as long as you keep up. Anybody else online have a question for the board? Okay, if there is no other business to come to the.
Yeah, I've
board.
got a question.
Okay,
Hey, this is Jim Hughes. How are you today?
good, and yourself?
Doing fine, thanks. Just making sure that you got my email from yesterday regarding the parking situation on Main Street in front of our driveway. That's still an ongoing issue. And what is this has been years, that people block the driveway. I called the police as I was told to do, and I've done many times. And Officer Valentine said that the vehicle can't be removed from my driveway unless they have 3 parking tickets on it. So, which I thought was absurd. What is the status of that? Is that in fact the truth? Or what are we doing with that? I mean, I can't have a car sitting in front of my driveway.
Jim, one thing you could help me with on that is, I know where we've had problems like on Parkside where people park in front of driveways, we put hash marks down on the blacktop. Do you know if you have those in front of your parking area or your driveway?
Well, the driveway is actually fluted out where it actually has a radius there on either side. And
But on
I
the
think
actual blacktop, are there hash marks or not?
yeah, but I think the problem is that with the snow coming, and as I told you in my letter, I'm not going to state his name in this public meeting, but there's another person who's not far from me here. He had the same problem last month with someone parking in front of his driveway, and I know he's got hash marks in front of his driveway as well. But he experiences the same problems as I do. In the summertime, I'll honestly say I don't think it's as bad because they can see. I think it's a wintertime issue when the snow piles up. And I think that what we can do is come up with two things. One, to get back to my original point, having 3 tickets placed on a vehicle before it can be moved or towed is not reasonable. And number 2, we should be able to come up with some type of a device that can go on all of these driveways, because there's multiple driveways here. And here's where we have the bigger parking issue. I don't know if it's as big on Parkside as it is here, but we have a lot of traffic here. So I think that if a device can be put in to keep people from parking in front of these driveways that are here on Main Street, it would go a long way. And I recommended that years ago.
When you say a device, what are you talking about?
A traffic control device.
I don't understand.
You don't know what a traffic control device is? Let's say something that would be
Light, stop
not
sign.
no, I'm not looking for a traffic light. Just something simple where people can't park in front of the driveways. If something were on either side, and this person, one of the people were actually parked over the crosswalk, and the crosswalk is clearly marked. But again, it becomes an issue when in the wintertime, I think more so than in the summertime, where people are parked over the crosswalks. And when I could talk about a traffic control device, I'm talking about something that would be vertically, that would come up out of the ground, where people cannot park in front of these driveways on Main Street. Or if that works at Parkside, that would be good too.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I've seen those in other places. I
Yeah,
have asked about those because we would love to have one of those in our parking, municipal parking lot. I've been told that they really don't work well with the kind of weather we have, but I could ask about that.
Yeah, it's because it's twofold. Well, threefold actually. It's been ongoing for for a long time. It's been forever, years, decades that it's been going on. And I will admit that I think that the work that was done with the upgrade project on Main Street. I think that, with flaring these things out and putting the bump outs there, we have the bump out with the crosswalk there. I think that that's probably reduced it. Then we don't have the summertime issues, but still in the wintertime, we need clear access. It's not an unreasonable thing to ask for. And I don't think that people are doing it maliciously. I think that with the snow that falls on the road surface, that it winds up where people can't see as well, and they wind up parking in these situations. But again, it becomes a problem where, number one, they got ticketed. So my effort to call the police department was only to have someone ticketed, and I had to stand out there and wait for Officer Valentine to come up. And she's done an excellent job. She handled something else for me a while ago. I just want to say that she's done an excellent job in her duties. She's very polite, very respectful, very thorough in what she does. And I made comment to Chief Dobson about that, about her efforts last month to him in a conversation that I had with him. So I think that she's doing a wonderful job. But I think that we need to put our heads together and come up with something where we can resolve this issue. We've made improvements, I think, but having two people parked in front of our driveway at once, and you saw the photo, I sent it to you. But it's not an isolated incident, and it happens on a regular basis, and I think especially on overhead. So I think we need to come up with some type of remedy for that. And if you could explore that, and we can come up with something that would be easily removable, I think that something could be actually installed, not even in the road surface, on these bump out areas. And I'm not sure if my other neighbors down the way have a similar situation with those bump outs, but these things could actually be removable by the plow folks as well, if that becomes an issue. And it doesn't need to be huge and obstructing. It just needs to be something simple that diverts people from parking there, because the lines, and I think Craig and I had this conversation years ago, well, when you do the lines on the snow, white lines on or in the winter on pavement, and the snow comes along, well, it kind of nullifies that whole effect. So I think that we still need to do something there. And I think it's unreasonable for me to have to stand up there and wait for the police to come and file a report and do all this each time I have someone parking in front of my driveway. And again, it doesn't, it benefits the village, because the village is collecting the fines. Obviously, I'm stuck in my house. We can't get out. We were actually trying to get out for Wendy's birthday dinner. So, and we were delayed in that whole process. So, not the end of the world. Was an emergency. Nobody had a heart attack down here, nothing like that. But I think if that, if things persist, we got to make sure that we're making remedy for that. That's all I have to say.
I will look into that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody else? Okay, if that is the case, motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good. Thank you for your time.
Good night.
See you.